Let's get into it.
So right now we are in Omaha, Nebraska. We are with federal agencies as they go in, and they're actually doing a targeted enforcement operation here at Glen Valley Foods, where several individuals are there working illegally. There are about 70 officers and agents on scene right now. They're about to go in to this facility right now, and we are the only network on scene.
Take note of that. You're the only network on scene, News Nation. Not CNN, not MSNBC, News Nation. The mainstream media is definitely skewing this whole situation in their favor. They're definitely trying to manipulate the facts. You're not going to see them showing this footage of what's actually happening during these ICE raids. They're just going to keep feeding you lies. The only way you're going to get the real news is through independent media. Bunch of people sitting outside. They still got their PPE on. Got their hard hats on, their hairnets. Looks like they were in the process of doing their job when ICE showed up.
We're gonna take him to that center room.
Like I said, this guy's got all his PPE on. He's got his safety shoes on. Yeah. Looks like they got caught by surprise. They're scouring this factory. Look at these guys are hiding inside, in back of the pallets. They're hiding. Look at this. How many people are in there? This is crazy. The ICE agents are wearing masks. This has been something that I've been seeing people on the left, sort of accusing ICE of, hiding their identities and why are they so scared? Well, the reason they're scared is because these people, a lot of them were brought in by cartels, okay? And the cartels want their money back. By detaining and deporting these people, those cartels are not going to get the money back that they were supposed to get. Now, these people that are working here, a large percentage of their income is going back to those cartels. It's going back to those criminal organizations that smuggle them in. Sadly, I mean, the whole situation is messed up. And Joe Biden knew this when he opened the borders. He knew he was giving power to those cartels. He allowed it to happen. What happens from here as far as Joe Biden facing criminal charges? I mean, who knows? Who knows what Trump is going to do when it comes to Joe Biden, because he broke the law. I mean, it's no secret that he gave, temporary protective status to people that had no cause for asylum to begin with. They're asking them what their names are, where they live, maybe how long they've been working at this factory, just trying to get some information as to who these people are. Walking some more people out. Like I said, 70% of the workforce at this warehouse were illegal workers. That is insane. Now they're loading people into the paddy wagons. I assume they're taking them to some detention center.
Okay. ¿Dónde nació?
Wow.
¿Tienes documentos de inmigración?
Now these type of raids are only going to continue to happen all throughout the country. I mean, this is Omaha, Nebraska. I mean, there's that stereotype that there's nothing going on in Nebraska, right? It's one of those sleeper states. But as you can see, there's a lot of illegal immigrants in Omaha, Nebraska. Now just imagine a place like Boston or New York, Los Angeles. Imagine the factories in those cities and states that are full of illegal workers. This is Omaha, Nebraska. 70% of the workforce at this factory, guys.
Sí, pero está en mi casa.
¿Tienes niños?
No.
State of Nebraska, where
Got an interview with
where there was a
Homeland Security Special Agent.
I don't know if you call it a raid or not, but I'm going to go with targeted enforcement operation.
Correct. We don't use the term raid. Raid is a military term. We typically work with the United States Attorney and other prosecutors to go ahead and conduct judicial operations.
They probably got a tip that this factory had a bunch of people that were working there illegally. So, you know, they did an investigation, probably took months and months and months. They decided they had enough evidence to go in. Meaning that's where the word targeted comes from. And they went in and they did what they had to do. And as you can see, there's really no protesters out here causing a scene. It's relatively peaceful. People aren't really putting up a fight. I hope these operations continue to go like this for the sake of everyone involved, for the safety of the special agents, the ICE agents, the local law enforcement, and the people being detained.
So we did execute a civil search warrant here at this location for personnel from Glen Valley Foods that were using fake IDs, fraudulent IDs, or some type of combination of.
There you have it, guys. Fraudulent IDs. Now, I can only assume that they're receiving these IDs from the cartels, because these cartels are large-scale operations that they're running. Large-scale criminal operations. And I'm sure they have the ability to get people's identities and social security numbers, and they're giving them to these people so they can go start working and pay back the cartels the money that they owe when they were smuggled in.
IDs that weren't real.
Cartel doesn't smuggle people in for free. Let's get that straight right now. All these people owe money, and I don't know what's going to happen to them now that they can't pay the cartels back.
Now, were they not real, or were they potentially other individuals' identities? So they were real, but they just weren't theirs.
Correct. Right now, it seems that there was a mixture of those, but we'll know more as the investigation progresses.
And how many?
So they were using
people
real
do we have
people's
that were
identities.
flagged that were potentially using these fraudulent documents.
Approximately 107.
107. And
107
how many did you
people,
guys
wow.
actually apprehend today?
It is still ongoing, but we're up there. We're in the hundreds right now.
In the hundreds.
Yes.
So would you
Wow.
say this is the biggest workplace enforcement operation that HSI has seen, that the DHS community has seen since Trump took office?
Yes.
Okay. Now,
Okay, guys, so I stand corrected. This is not only the largest operation in Nebraska, it's the largest operation that's happened since Trump took office. That's crazy.
In the state of Nebraska, I'm
in
sorry.
the state of Nebraska.
Thank you,
Oh,
officer.
never mind. In the state of Nebraska. Okay.
Okay, sorry. Sorry.
So would you say this is the biggest enforcement operation?
It's my first time watching this
DHS
video,
has been a
guys.
part of since Trump was?
Yes, for the state of Nebraska.
And what does it mean to you to be leading the charge kind of in the state of Nebraska and having this in your own backyard and having hundreds, over 100 people who are working for a gentleman who apparently did everything by the book?
Right. He is a victim at the end of the day. And together with our state, federal, and local partners, we've been able to make a difference, work with that company, teach them how to do this process better, safer. We will be here to conduct follow-on training to make sure they follow it and know what to look for in the future with.
Now, this is definitely going to suck for the people that work at this warehouse that are, legal, that have the proper paperwork, people that I'm assuming there's American citizens working here as well. It's going to suck for them because they just lost 70% of their workforce. So either they're going to be the ones picking up that slack or this factory is going to have to shut down, which kind of sucks. But, I mean, it is what it is. These people broke the law and they're suffering the penalties for it.
Fake IDs or real IDs that are stolen identities.
So you are going to have some kind of follow-up conversation information
Absolutely.
shared with Glen Valley Foods in order to.
So stolen identities. So that means that these people are going to be facing multiple charges, right? Not only unlawful entry into the United States, but also using a false identity, which is a felony. I'm pretty sure it's a felony to use someone else's identity.
Get them on the right path. He did think he was on the right path.
Correct.
It sounds like, but he didn't even ask me. What do I do? I thought I did everything right. What could he have done anything? I know you're not necessarily the legal analyst or anything, but could he have done anything else? He did E-Verify, according to him.
Well, as I reminded him today, when there's any doubt, reach out to your local Department of Homeland Security contacts, and that's what I promised him. This is not a one-time thing. This is an ongoing process that will continue from here on out, and I will be back in several weeks to confirm that he's okay and he got everything he received from the department.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough situation for the owner of this company and management, or the people that do the hiring at this company, because if somebody comes in and they've got a social security number and they've got their green card or they've got their work permit or in their driver license or whatever other type of identification they have. I mean, are they really going to like investigate every single person, like call the Department of Homeland Security every time they hire somebody? Like, I mean, they're just going to look at the paperwork. All right, this person's got, you know, Social Security, they got a work permit. All right, you're hired. Like, what do you do in this situation? Now, I'm sure they may have had some idea that, you know, you're hiring a large percentage of people that don't speak any English right after there was just a massive invasion at the southern border. And you get this sudden influx of, you know, thousands and thousands of immigrants into your city overnight, sort of like we saw with Springfield, Ohio. Who knows? Who knows what's really happening? Like I said, I feel bad for the Americans that work at this factory. They're probably going to be out of a job. Definitely sucks for them. I feel for them. But what are you going to do?
Obviously, a lot of these individuals, you were under kind of the impression, from what I understand, they had documentation to work for you, and you thought they were working legally.
Well,
Is that
why
correct?
would we not? We e-verify. So what are we supposed to do? Can you tell me? I'd like to know.
I mean, do they just provide their documents like they would any person coming into work for you, right? And then you do the normal situation and nothing, no red flags, no nothing. They were just normal people, and then all of a sudden you find out
Precisely.
they're using.
Like I said, you know, somebody shows up with their documents. The company, they probably run a background check on them. Everything checks out, and they get the job. I mean, I don't really know what you can expect this guy to do. There are definitely other companies, though, that are not ignorant to what's going on. There are companies that purposely hire people that are illegal because they can pay them less. I'm sure we're going to start seeing a lot more of that happening, too. But yeah, I don't know what you expect this guy to do. He's just trying to, you know, keep his company afloat.
American citizens'
Precisely.
identities.
Right.
How did it feel when you learned that they were using other people's
I
identities?
could not believe it. I was dumbfounded.
Yeah.
These are good, hard-working people. They really, truly are. And they're part of our family.
So what?
They get
So that's really what's so tough about this whole situation is that I'm sure these are good people. I mean, they're showing up to their job every day. They're working. They're not out committing crimes. I mean, they committed a crime when they came into the country illegally and used someone's false identity. But that was probably the only pathway they had to get into the country. Now, don't get me wrong. That's a crime. They should suffer the penalties for that crime. But I agree with this man. They probably are just hardworking people that just want a better life. However, you got to do it the right way. I mean, you got to do it the right way.
free pop, they get free ice cream, they get free donuts every Friday, they get pizza. We love them. They're great people. It makes
Pizza
me
party.
so sad. They have families.
Does it make you sad that they committed a crime, or does it make you sad they're being removed?
It makes me sad that I don't understand why in the hell they would use false ID when they can, I think, get a visa.
So, yeah, this guy definitely just seems like he's totally ignorant on how immigration works. You can't just get a visa. It's a long process. My wife is from Brazil. She came here on a tourist visa. You know, we ended up meeting each other, got married. She got a green card. We did everything the right way. We paid all the fees, filled out all the paperwork. And but yeah, like he just seems like he's totally ignorant on like what it takes to come into the country and start working. It's not a simple process. These people took the easy way out. And I mean, on one hand, I don't blame him because Joe Biden allowed it to happen. Joe Biden is the reason why all this is happening. And the funniest part is that the people that have been here for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, they'd probably have nothing to worry about if Joe Biden hadn't opened the border in 2023. Because think about it, when Trump was president for his first term, he wasn't going this hard on immigration. Like a lot of the people that are being deported now were in the country during Trump's, first term, and they didn't get deported. Joe Biden screwed it all up by opening the borders. He is the reason why this is happening. But yet, the media is going to continue to blame Trump and say that he's evil and say that he's, a xenophobe and a Nazi. But really, it's Joe Biden's fault for opening the floodgates.
Now, maybe if they have a criminal background, they can't get a visa, but I don't know that. And I just assumed that they were all good people. Had no reason to think not.
So where do you go from here, Gary? What's
Well,
next for
I
you?
understand there's a program. We can work with Homeland Security and we can get visas from them along with a list of employees that we can interview. And the ones that we want, we give them a visa. And it's squeaky clean.
So now what he's saying is that he, as an employer, can bring these people back on a work visa. However, I mean, from what I know, like, you have to leave the country first, right? So they would have to be deported. This guy would have to apply for a work visa to bring him back in. And I just don't see that happening. Like, it's not, I mean, ICE probably told him this, just to sort of make him feel a little better, but it's not as easy as he's making it seem. It can't be. Like, if these people came here illegally, they're going to have to get deported. He's not going to be able to apply for a visa while they're being detained. But that isn't a type of visa that's offered where, say, like a hospital needs a doctor, they can apply for a work visa to bring a doctor in from another country. But they have to be in that country. They can't come here and then get the visa.
Why wasn't, I mean, that's terrible. Why weren't we notified?
The
Well, maybe
information is
story
out there,
will
dude.
allow that
Well,
to
Immigration is not going to just show up at this warehouse and just tell this guy, hey, we got this program where you can hire people on work visas. Like, he's got to do his due diligence. If he really needed workers, he could have, looked into that a little bit more and tried to hire people that way. But I mean, again, I don't blame him. If these people came in with social security numbers and green cards and work permits and IDs, I mean, I don't blame the guy. They duped him. They definitely duped him.
be a little bit more of an open dialogue. Maybe more individuals will learn from what you went through, because you're not the only one. You can't be the only one, right? That's the other thing. Your business cannot be the only one going through
I'm
this.
told this morning that we have been the only company that e-verifies, according to one of the agents. He said his experience has been the employers are part of the problem.
That's what we were
That
under
they-
the
What he's saying there is true. Like I said earlier, there are a lot of companies that know damn well what they're doing when they hire these people, right? They're hiring these people because they want cheap labor, right? If you hire an American, you got to pay him a little bit more. You can't pay him less than minimum wage. A lot of companies out there purposely hire illegal immigrants in order to pay them less and to save money.
impression of
they
too when
don't
we first got here.
e-verify.
Yeah, and then we learned that you did do your
This guy
due
seems like a
diligence.
decent guy.
And
I don't blame
We
him.
found out that doesn't make any difference if
Now-
you e-verify or not.
Now, because you took all of the processes and all of the right steps,
It doesn't make any difference if you e-verify because they used a false identity. Like, yeah, when you e-verified, it came back that everything was good, but the identity itself was false.
are you facing any backlash, any penalties, anything like that? Or are you're obviously
Well,
working
the
with the federal
penalty
government?
we might be facing is not being able to hire people. What do you
That
think
sucks.
these kids are
I know
gonna do?
I know it's hard to hire people right
When
now.
this hits the media, they're gonna be scared to death,
Yep.
even if they're legit or not, I think.
Well, maybe they won't be. Maybe if they're legitimate, maybe
Well, but-
maybe we can
but-
pray for that. But
maybe
I
it
understand your concern.
maybe means you don't know. And we have customers that are counting on us
So how do
to
you
get our
continue?
product out to them.
So how do you do it, Gary? I mean, we're looking at around 100 people,
Well,
right?
that's why we're concerned.
Because you have 600 employees, give or take. Is that
No,
about
we
right?
don't have that many.
How
We've
many?
got about 150 all total, I think.
And so about 100 of
Salesmen,
them.
100 out of 150 employees are being detained by ICE. That's crazy. This factory is probably going to have to shut down, dude, because there's no way that 50 people can do the work of 150 people. There's just no way.
Or potentially not working here legally?
97, I guess.
On one hand, it is better for Americans that are looking for a job because here's a factory that needs people. So, you know, if an American citizen or a legitimate permanent resident needs a job, go apply at this factory. They're going to hire you right away.
Okay,
So
there's
that's a
about,
good percentage.
that's a majority.
Well, all of them make the product, right? They're not salespeople. They make the product. And if we don't have product, we can't sell it, obviously.
So you've got to basically restock your whole workforce at this
Well,
point.
it doesn't look, it doesn't look that good right now.
Definitely tough,
Well, it
man.
sounds
That's
like
why,
with your-
that's why we want to check into that program with Homeland.
Listen, guys, I just started this YouTube stuff like last week, so I'm still new at this. So I still work a full-time job. I work at a factory, right? And I know how hard it is for these employers to find workers. It's like, it's definitely tempting to hire, you know, these illegal immigrants when you're desperate for employees. And it definitely hurts business when you got to let 3/4 of your workforce go.
I'm praying that works out for you, Gary. I hope
Well,
that opens a door for you and then you have some peace of mind.
I'm told that it's a very good program.
Okay. Well, you keep me posted on that and where you're at with that. Maybe we can do a follow-up with you
Well,
and come back.
I think that'd be nice.
I would love to do that with
Yep.
you and talk
Yep.
more with you. Obviously, working here, and you want them working here legally. It's not like you're on a address when we're getting. Just got off of our flight from Nebraska, where we were embedded with ICE, where they conducted the largest workplace enforcement operation in Nebraska under President Trump. More than 70 individuals were arrested who ICE says are here illegally. They were actually using identities from U.S. citizens. So now we're at the airport. We're about to hop on a plane. We're heading to Los Angeles.
So to all these people in the media that say that illegal immigration, it doesn't affect American citizens, it does. Like she just said, they're using the identities of American citizens. Like, imagine you found out that your identity was being used in Omaha, Nebraska, right? Like, that could ruin somebody's life. So, like, that's one of the aspects where this is affecting American citizens and having a negative effect on the country. Hey, man, I'm just glad that we're finally taking the steps that we need to take to sort this crap out, because Joe Biden messed up big time. He messed up big time. And you know, time will only tell what happens to Biden, what happens to the people that allowed this whole situation to happen. But the good thing is we're taking the right steps, you know? We're taking the right steps and we're making the country a lot safer for Americans. There's going to be a lot more jobs for Americans. You know, wages are going to go up, hopefully. And yeah. All right, guys, if you enjoyed the video, leave a comment, subscribe, like it. I'm still new at this, so I'm doing my best. Like, if you have any tips on how I can improve my videos, let me know down in the comments. And stay safe and have a good one.